Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. Welcome to our webinar on empowering your journey, navigating the open talent economy with Propel. We're here with Nexford University, and we are really excited to have Propel with us today, who's one of our newest partners, and share more about how to access and join the open talent economy and what that means, and what are some of the benefits about our partnership with Propel. We will get started in just a moment. So thank you to everyone who's joining, letting us know where you're joining from. We're super excited to have you here. And we have our special guest with us, Wamide from Propel, who's going to share more in just a moment. This is going to be a good one. I know I'm excited, and I know I have a lot to learn myself. So we will go ahead and dive in. We're joined today by Wamide, who is the ecosystem and partnerships lead with Propel. And Propel is an open talent economy platform, and they're going to share more about Wamide is going to share more about what they do and how Nexford University is partnering with them. My name is Jennifer Bongora, and I am Nexford University's Director of Career Innovation. I'm really thrilled to have everyone here today. A few housekeeping items. Everyone's going to get a recording after the call. So if you registered and you're here, which you did, you'll get a recording. If Wamide is able, we can share a copy of the presentation. Otherwise, you can watch the recording and see that. And if we reference any links, we will share that in our follow-up email as well. If you have questions throughout Wamide's presentation, please use the Q&A on the bottom of your screen or on the bottom of your whatever screen you're watching this from, so that we can answer those live and make sure that your questions get covered. Otherwise, Wamide, thank you so much for being here. I will turn it over to you, and we're so excited to learn more.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hello, everyone. It's really nice to be here. I am excited to meet all of you amazing Nexforders and then explain what we do at Propel and see how you can all benefit from all the amazing things that we offer. So like Jennifer has said, my name is Wamide, and I lead the ecosystem and partnerships team at Propel. My role is essentially around community acquisition and driving product adoption. So that means making sure that our users are happy, making sure that our users know how to use the platform, and most importantly, getting feedback from our users on how we can improve, because after all, there's no growth without feedback. One fun fact about me is that I love cake, but I cannot bake to save my life. And like many of you here who are MBAs, I also have an MBA, and this is actually my 10th year as a non-techie, but working in the tech space. So I would say that there would be a lot that you can resonate with, and you can glean and learn from, and most importantly, that you can benefit from being part of Propel. So thank you so much for joining us. We're going to just get right into the presentation. So Propel, a couple of you may or may not have heard about Propel, and I wanted to share the idea behind how we started, why we started, and why we're going this route. Basically, I will explain. We're primarily a company registered in Europe, and over time, what we realized, especially in 2022, was that there were a lot of tech roles in Europe alone, almost 1 million tech roles, and 50% of those roles actually went unfilled. And as a company, where we do have a Nigerian team as well, but as a company with roots in Nigeria and across Africa, we started to think, what can we do? What can we do? How can we make this better and easier for other people? How can we solve this talent shortage problem? And so there came this opportunity, right? With everything going on around tech, about 20 million people begin their journey into tech every year. And 8 out of 10 people will start out by joining a tech community. And you'll agree that communities are not new, right? Since the days of thrift and savings, what we call ajo in Nigeria or isusu in Yoruba. From the days of those kind of offerings, a lot of people have come together and banded together to solve problems that they may have. So communities are basically people with like minds or like interests. I remember clearly as a first-time mom as well, I decided to join a community of moms just to learn and figure out how to navigate this thing called motherhood. So the same applies to a lot of people looking to break into tech, looking to transition into tech, looking to get into tech and just, pursue a career in there. They typically look for a community and they remain there for the most of their career. So how do we define communities at Propel? These are basically just groups of people that band together. So this next word, everyone I'm talking to here, you're all part of a community, right? So these could be Slack groups, it could be organizations, they could be training hubs, it could be peer-to-peer groups, it could really just be any group of people with like interest and common career goals that come together for the benefit of growth. But that said, we also understand that a lot of people, right, in all of these communities have varying needs, and much so very peculiar needs, from personal needs to financial needs to professional needs. And that pretty much is what Propel is working to solve. So we offer a multi-layered community as a service platform. And with this platform, all tech talent can actually get access to global work, to financial services, to perks, and to deals. And we decided to take this approach of solving and creating for the open talent economy, because as a company that's registered in Europe with roots in Nigeria and other parts of Africa, we wanted a world whereby people could feel like they could connect and work from anywhere. We also wanted companies to be able to connect and have access to global talent, a global pool, and have workers that can work from anywhere. And of course, with COVID and all the transformation that has happened in the past few years, a lot of things have changed in the way that we work. So we wanted to be able to empower companies to find employees from anywhere in the world, and also empower professionals like you to feel comfortable to access opportunities from around the world. So we basically now partner with communities to deliver value across different areas. So these sometimes could be financial needs, this could be career needs, sometimes this could also just be personal needs, right? Our hope and our dream is basically to drive inclusion across the entire value chain for tech talent professionals. Now, I'm saying tech talent a lot, but as somebody who's also not, I don't code, so I call myself a non-tech. I also know that there are a lot of roles for people like us in tech. So when I use the word tech, I'm not necessarily saying that you should be coding. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to be an engineer, a backend, or front end, or any of those. I'm just saying that you're working in tech. And it's great because tech is such an enabler, and that means that there's so many applications, especially as an MBAR, there's so many applications that you can contribute to the tech space. So essentially, I'll walk you through what all of these key values that we offer, these key stages. I'll walk you through what access to global work means. I'll walk you through how we offer financial services. I'll walk you through how we, offer exclusive perks and discounts. But before I go on, I'm just going to take a peek in the chat and make sure that everyone is following. So please let me know if everything is good, if you're following. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. I'd be more than happy to answer in the Q&A section. I'd be more than happy to answer. So are we good? Are we following? I believe so. All right. So in terms of global work, like I said, what we're really powering with the open talent economy is making sure that people can access, people can grow without borders, people can work from anywhere in the world that they want to. I work remotely. I've been doing that for 2 years now. And with that, I have the opportunity to be there for my family, be there for my young child, and be able to lead a life that is empowering and absolutely present, right? And absolutely fulfilling. So with access to global work, we've worked with clients including Mercedes, Farfetch, Interai, Stepstone, Siemens, basically the roles are endless. We see roles ranging from front-end, back-end, cybersecurity roles to product management roles, to data analytics roles, to business management roles, and on and on and on. So we connect you to these companies and help you get better pay, growth opportunities as well. And of course, just getting fulfilling career, right? Making sure that all of these things that you've learned, all of these skills that you've acquired, you're able to empower yourself and get hired internationally. It's pretty easy for us. You pretty much go to our platform, which I'll show you in a bit. You search for the jobs or the types of jobs that you want to see. Once you've applied, then your application will go through a jury-based validation. This is to confirm that everything you've said, you truly are. And after the jury-based validation, your profile will be sent. We'll create a profile for you. I'm not sure if anyone has heard of this term called CV-less recruiting. So that's pretty much what we do at Propel. You send your CV to us, but we take that CV and we pass it into something called a profile. That profile is what we share with the client. And so they're not biased by looking at various formats or looking at various ways that people have put in their information. But the profile, we make it easier for people for our recruiters and our partners to actually focus on the skills and the qualifications that you bring. And of course, your past experience and your potential as a whole. So we're not just looking at your technical skills, we're looking at your soft skills, your communication skills, and all of these other things. We create a profile for you. And once that profile is shared with the client, and you're shortlisted, then you would be scheduled for an interview prep session. For us, we want to handhold everyone that goes through any application process with our clients. We found that people's confidence is boosted from this hand-holding interview. So we will spend some time with you, letting you know a little bit more about the role. We'll share how you can, be your best self and how you can just show up and ace that interview. We also are working with an interview prep tool. It's an AI-powered tool that you can take practice interviews on and just get better and get more confident about sharing and putting yourself forward. Something we found is that it's not necessarily that there's a lack of talent, but sometimes we don't know how to position ourselves. So at Propel, we're not just all about providing jobs to you, we're also hand-holding you through that process to just improve the chances of your success. And then, of course, depending on the client roles, then you can go ahead and get the interview, do your tech test if it's a tech role, and then, of course, you get hired if you scale through any of those processes. So yeah, that's how it works on jobs. I can see that someone has a question about a service charge. We currently do not charge. All of this you access for free. And we're doing this because we're working with communities. And that's why I said at the onset that we partner with communities to do this. So this is not available to just anyone. You actually have to be part of a community to access all of these offerings. And it's free right now for job. I'm going to talk a bit on the discounts and the deals, which is what we call extended community benefits. So because you're a part of the Propel ecosystem, which comprises of all of these various communities, including Nexford, then you have access to these exclusive deals that we've curated from various third-party providers, from Eden Life to iFitness to My Cover Genius to Simply Green. These are providers on various services. So Eden Life is focused on cleaning, on laundry, on food and drinks. iFitness is a gym subscription service. My Cover Genius is an insurance provider. Basically, the list is endless, right? You can get access to all of these services at special exclusive discounts. We work with these providers to negotiate discounts that are not available on the open market. But the thing is, all of these are also typically they're timed, right? So you always have to grab those deals when they come around and just claim the deals and go to the provider and redeem those discounts. So you can all access these services by just logging into the Nexford dashboard on Propel, and you can claim as many perks as you want. So you would see the price of that particular deal, and once you claim your discount, you can basically go to the provider and do what needs to be done. So again, once you're on the platform, you can look through the deals you want. You can filter by whatever you need, select anyone that you want, click on claim a perk, enter the details, and you can redeem perk. And I'm just going back into the chat and I can see another question. How can one be part of the community? I'd share that shortly. There's a link that I'm just going to share, and that will also be passed to you at the end of this webinar from the team. And so just be on the lookout for that. It's pretty easy. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was embedded financial services. Essentially, with this, we're looking at a situation whereby we can help more people access the things that they need. So something we've realized is that at different points of people's careers or people's journeys, there's certain things that they need, but maybe they just don't have all the finances together. So going live soon, we have this financial services offering whereby you can access loans, cash loans or credit. You can access asset financing. So if you wanted to buy a laptop or a device, you can actually buy it on credit, and you can go to the provider. Say that laptop was 500,000 naira, you pay 50,000, and then we cover the remaining 450,000 naira for you, and then you pay back over a period of time, just depending on the tenure that you would be on, depending on the frequency that you're able to share that with. Right, so that's on embedded finance. So like I said, this is buy now, pay later service, and all of this is available to anyone that is part of the Propel ecosystem, which you're all part of. Now, let's see, how can you be part of the community? This is exactly how. You simply go to nextbot.propel.community/auth. I know it's a mouthful, so please feel free to take a screenshot of this, but I know that all the links will be shared with you after this presentation. Go to nextbot.propel.community/auth. And then you'll be presented with the sign up link. All you need to do is put in your email address and click on Get Magic Link. At the moment, we're actually figuring how to make onboarding and authentication easier. So you may or may not get a verification link, but that's okay. As soon as you've clicked Get Magic Link, you'll be redirected to somewhere where you can create your profile. Essentially, we'll ask for your name, we'll ask for the details of the roles that you do, we'll ask for your location. This is just so that we can know a little bit more about you joining our platform. And after all of that information is field, then of course you get access to this dashboard where you can see jobs. So you'll see also the varying jobs. You would see where that job is. You would see the type of the job, the industry that you're a part of, and you can immediately apply. Right now, applying on our platform just takes putting in your CV. That would be all. Once you put in your CV, we're more than happy to go from there. And then you can also see perks right on there. You can see all the various perks. For now, you'll still see some perks that have expired. This is just so that you have an idea of the kind of perks that have happened even before you joined the platform. But feel free to just go through. You can filter, like I said, and just figure out what you want or do not want, and go from there. And then I have put in a QR code here that would make it super easy for anyone that is looking to join the platform for the first time to just, you can take a picture of this, but the links will still come. I'll make sure to copy and paste that into the chat right away. So you can just take this QR code, and yeah, we're more than happy to propel you. So let me know if you have any questions. I've also put in some useful resources here. Like I said, one of the key things is to apply for a job. All we need to do is a CV. But one of the key things that we find is that people are still struggling to self-promote or position themselves properly. So I've come as well bearing gifts. I put in some CV tips here. So feel free to go on, check out your CV and update it before you apply to any role. If you're also figuring out how to navigate the platform, we also have a short video right there that you can check out the Propel demo. And of course, if you're still wondering, where's the link? Right here. I'm just gonna copy and paste this one so that you can get this is a short link that will just take you straight to that long link that I mentioned before. So there you go. All right. I think that really concludes the presentation. I wanted to keep it short and simple. I also wanted to keep this session interactive. So if you have any questions, I will go right into answering.
You're amazing, Wamide. And I'm seeing the chat. People are thrilled. I am too. And I love how you presented what you all offer. And we are super excited that this is something we can partner with Propel on and offer as a benefit to the Nexford community. I think just to make sure everyone is aware, like Wamide said, this Propel is offering their benefits to different tech communities and different communities, and Nexford is one of them. So as a Nexford learner or alumni, you are eligible to be part of this and to access the benefits that Propel is offering. And we're super excited that it's something available. I know even I'm excited to see about this buy now, pay later for the devices. I know that's a big pain point that people have. So that'll be great when that's live. And I love Atunba saying, sincerely speaking, I'm happy to be part of Nexford community. We are too. Someone asked if the NXU graduates in the UK can benefit from these offers. So are you able to respond to that? And to others, please put your questions in the Q&A because the chat is on fire.
Right. Okay. So the offers right now that we have are in Nigeria. We have some in Ethiopia. We have some in Kenya, as well as Ghana. But what we do is we also look out for providers that offer services globally. So most of the ones that I mentioned, like you have to be present in Nigeria to access some of them. But now we have some global providers, like a medical provider, like the interview prep tool. So these are providers that no matter where you are, you will be able to access these services. So just log onto your Nexford dashboard on Propel. Once you're logged in, there is a sidebar that says perks and deals. Click on perks and deals, and then you will see all of the available perks that are open to Nexford. So you can always search and just go through. I would recommend that you check out ACE. I'll also recommend that you check out Diagnostar. Those are offers that would make a lot of sense. I am now taking advantage of the free and the discount deal from iFitness. So I first got like 3 days free complimentary service, and then now I have a running 15% discount on the services. So I can go to the gym and just access that service for cheaper and save some money. So that's money that I can use to buy something. Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Tolulope.
That's awesome. And I just put in the chat, I love conversations like this, and we have such a full house. So thank you to everyone who is attending live. And for those attending, watching the recording, we're happy you're here too. But conversations with people like you, with in companies that you're leading, I think are so exciting because you're sharing what it's like to lead, like you said, a non-technical career path for tech companies. So I'm learning from you in what you're doing in your career while you're simultaneously sharing about, of course, the offerings of your company. And I put in the chat, I mean, you all are particularly fascinating because you're just, was it your seed round? You just raised a pre-seed or seed? Which is exciting. So people who are interested in startups, please make sure you're seeing what Propel's doing, following their leaders and team like Wamide on LinkedIn to learn from how they're navigating their businesses and their careers, because it's incredibly compelling and interesting. And I just, of course, I'm really excited about what you all are building.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Like I said, look, I can resonate with a lot of people. The only one time I did actual tech, like coding, was in my first year, and that was 10 years ago. I've since transitioned. I've done some consulting for Big Four, and I've managed operations and strategy at startups. And then I went into oil and gas, and I started feeling like I wanted to come back into tech. And now I do product partnerships. So really, that you have a business degree or that you're not necessarily coding doesn't exclude you from enjoying all the amazing things that tech has to offer. So yeah, thank you so much for highlighting that, Jennifer. We actually just raised our seed round. For us, that was validation that the work that we do is important. It was also proof that we needed to be able to build up. One of the key things we're looking to do this year is really, really, really improve that platform for usability and just enhance your experience through and through. Make it easy, make it simple, make it visible. We want to make sure that you're kept in the loop on every activity that you take on our platform, right? Yeah. Okay. I think that the Q&A is buzzing. I'm gonna take a minute to just plug in my laptop and I will be right back. Nigerian problems. Okay.
And while Wamide is doing that, I just in the chat, this is open to all Nexford learners and alumni. So I saw that in the question. So yes, if you're here and you're a Nexford learner or alumni, you are eligible for the benefits through our partnership with Propel. And remember, I'm sharing too, they've just raised their seed round, which means they're a very early stage company. So it's an exciting opportunity, while they have a lot of their offerings in Nigeria now, like she said, they're growing in Kenya, they'll be in Uganda, they're going to Ethiopia, they're there. They're based in Germany and Portugal and Nigeria with employees worldwide as a company. So remember, their early stage, the offerings are only going to get better. So over time, we will have periodic updates and more webinars with Propel so that you're, in the loop of what benefits are available and as their offerings continue to expand, and making sure, of course, that our growing learner and alumni population and group continues to know that they have this as a benefit. And so we'll see. I think Wamide is back. Look at that. She is back. One of the questions, and if you like, Wamide, I can read the Q&A so you can focus on responding. The question was, and this is, I know, future state, because you all are still building the buy now, pay later option, but will those loans be available globally, or is it country specific?
They will be available globally eventually, but as it is with anything, we're starting first with particular countries just to see how as you know, Africa is very diverse. So it means that what works in Nigeria may not necessarily work in Kenya, and we just want to make sure that we're creating what will work for each user in each country. But right now we're launching with Nigeria. We're starting off with Nigeria, and then we plan to do Kenya and Ghana in a little bit and then expose that globally.
That's great. And someone asked, we will be sharing a copy of this recording and the links that Wamide has shared. I have a doc here I'll be sending, and our colleague Roshan will be sending a follow-up email after. So you'll get those resources. Everyone will get that. So someone's asking, I'm a regional sales manager with some level of an IT background. Are there opportunities for someone like me through the Propel platform?
Yes. Like I said, we're looking more into finding non-tech roles. There's so many roles in sales and business development, especially for tech. So many of the platforms that we use today, including Zoom, have to be sold, and you have to find clients who can, reach your bottom line and things like that. So definitely there are opportunities for sales professionals, sales and business development, sales and partnerships, which is a little bit of what I do as well. We're looking for more opportunities in that area. So just log onto the platform and keep your eyes peeled for these opportunities.
That's great. And you shared in your presentation a link, and then again, everyone's going to get a copy of this presentation so you can look at the URL. But you have these Propel CV do's and don'ts. And I am going to strongly encourage everybody. I have it open here on my screen, and so I've only had a minute to look at it while we were presenting. These tips are remarkable. So please, I've looked at hundreds, if not thousands, of CVs and resumes, and I see time and time again some of the same mistakes over and over again, right? And that's okay. We are all on a path of learning. We don't know what we don't know. And you all are taking an extra step in investing in your learning by being, of course, with Nexford, but even coming to this webinar. Please take advantage of the awesome tips that Propel is sharing and really be critical and look at your resume, look at your CV. What are you doing right? What can you improve on? People are sharing advice. Please, let's all open our minds and spirits and eyes and be realistic and look at the materials you have and look at some of the stellar advice and ask yourself, am I putting my best foot forward with my materials, my CV, my LinkedIn profile? None of us have an excuse now because there's endless information out there to improve our materials. Some people are given bad advice, but this is great advice. So we're only giving great advice at Nexford and Propel. So make sure you're taking advantage of it though. And I know a lot of times it's a hard pill to swallow to feel like, oh, I think my materials are fine, or the job search system is broken and it's against me. We all have to take a mirror and put it up to ourselves and ask, how am I part of the problem? How am I part of the solution, right? You all are part of the solution. And thank you. I want to say thank you to Wamide and the Propel team for pulling together these CV resources, because they really are remarkable and really break it down in a great way of how we can all make improvements. So thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah. Someone
Yeah.
asked here, I've built experience in the aviation industry. Do you have partnerships with airlines that I could work for?
We do have one with KLM Air France. But I think that that's a conversation we should probably explore outside of this, especially since you're asking for a partnership, not a service. So feel free to email me at wamide@withpropel.com, and we can explore a little bit more of that information. Yes. I also just wanted to say, for anyone who's feeling like they need to transition or whatnot, I would always say I take a slightly unconventional approach to job search, and that's always starting with me. What do you really want? What are you looking out for? It could just be that I want to work in tech, or I want to work in aviation, or I want to work in oil and gas, whatever that looks like. You have to make sure that you're being true to yourself. That makes it so much easier for you to sell. It makes it so much easier for you to position yourself. It makes it so much easier for you to talk about the work that you've done as well. I would say, in coming up with your CV, even before you start looking at the do's and the don'ts here, try to just write down all the amazing work that you've done so far. You can go as far as thinking about the things that you particularly enjoyed about those roles. You can think about the things that you did not enjoy about those roles, so that when you see those kind of roles, even on the Propel platform, you feel like, okay, no, this isn't what I want to do. Or when you see a role that resonates with you, you immediately know that this is what you want to do. So start with you is what I'd say, especially in crafting your objective/summary, right? We take that for granted, but you can always say things like, I've worked in aviation for 5 years and I'm now looking to transition into tech so that I can bring so and so and so experience. That is candor that any recruiter will value. That is experience that any recruiter would value, because in the end, we're all dynamic individuals and you don't have to hide yourself simply because you're looking out for a job. But contextualize as much as possible. Make sure you're sharing all the information that needs to go in there, as opposed to all of those buzzwords. So make sure you're saying the actual amazing things that you did. And if you don't think like you're good enough, take out the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. So just do amazing work wherever you are. It's not, don't do your job for the present, do your job for the future you, because that's how you'll enjoy and get to where you want to go.
Y'all heard it here first. Wamide is not coming here just to share about Propel and these amazing benefits. I love this. It's turned into a career session, and that's incredible. And we are adding participants even as time goes on. I think people must be messaging friends to say this is not to be missed event, and it really isn't. That's such great insight and advice. And I think sometimes what I hear from job seekers, because we've all been there, you're like, hey, I will do anything for anyone. Like, I need a job, I need to make money. Yes, we all want that. And when we are looking for roles, the best thing you can do for yourself, I love what you said, Awamide, is to really get specific with people so that people know how to help you. If you come and tell me I want to do anything, anywhere, I don't know where to start. But like Wamide is saying, if you can give me an industry, if you can give me names of roles, people who you admire in that space, it becomes a lot easier for you and other people to imagine what comes next. That's really awesome. So we have a question. Someone says, I'm a certified Google Data Analytics and Meta Social Media Marketing Associate. Do you have room for those skills and the types of roles you're recruiting for?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Make sure that information goes on your CV. Make sure that you can state that in your qualifications that you've been trained in XYZ. You can even show off your portfolio or any of the past projects that you've done. In the end, every recruiter wants to see proof of work. So on Propel, we're looking out for roles from data roles, so data analytics, data engineering, data science, to machine learning, to product marketing, social media marketing, or digital marketing, as we call it these days. And sometimes, there would be those intersections where there's a digital marketing and data analytics role. So yes, 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 yes. The short answer is yes, we have those roles on Propel. So keep checking. We also send a weekly newsletter. So once you've joined the platform, you will be added to that newsletter automatically, and then you will get an email from us. We try to keep it all fun and educative, and we'll also put in there like a digest. So you will just see a list of maybe the top 5 jobs that were pushed out in that particular week, so that you're prompted and reminded to be able to go back into the platform and check. We'll also highlight and spotlight some perks. And in a couple of weeks, we're also hosting some campaigns with some of the perk providers, so that you can understand a little bit more of what each provider is doing. So yeah, I would say just keep an eye out on our newsletter. It's always comes from Field, from Propel, so it's always a really educative one. So yeah.
That's great. And for everyone asking, so you're able to sign up through this link, and then we are approving your joining of the Nexford community on Propel, because we want to make sure, of course, it's staying with our learners and alumni, and that those are the folks who are having access to these benefits. So sign up, and then you'll be able to have access. So I put the link in the chat, and everyone will be getting access to this afterwards.
Thank you.
And so, yeah, I think someone had asked a question, but we've covered it live, and you'll get a copy of the recording. So thank you. And I think, Wamide, maybe, unless I don't see let's see, questions in the Q&A, but I'm excited to see everyone join the Propel community within, Nexford, or Nexford community on Propel. And Wamide, I want to say thank you so much for bringing your insights, your energy, your all these amazing things you all are working on and building at Propel. We at Nexford are really excited to be partnering with you. So thank you, and thank you to everyone who has joined us and who's watching the recording. We're really glad that you've made the time, and I hope you'll all check out. You're going to be able to see on Propel soon, once you get approved, the opportunities that are available and what is out there for remote work, for different opportunities in the open talent economy. So thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll look forward to doing this again soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Bye, everyone.